When I was growing up, honestly, I felt like I had myself completely figured out. I had the same plan since elementary school. I knew I wanted to be a marine biologist. I knew I wanted to move to Florida. I knew I wanted to be married, and I knew I wanted to have kids. Through high school, I dated the same person, so I knew that that's who I wanted to marry. We had our plan set, and it wasn't until about my senior year I realized that my plans were not going to go as I had expected. I decided to get into human services, which is when I initially went to GCC in 2013. My second year at GCC, I stupidly decided I wasn't going to finish and I was going to move right to Florida and finish school there. And that's exactly what I did. In August of 2015, I moved to Florida with my high school sweetheart. We lived there for a couple years, and we were actually brought back to New York because he was put into the New York State Trooper Academy, which I'm very thankful for because it's given us a lot of opportunities. However, we didn't really do things the way I had planned. Once he graduated from the academy, we moved around New York State a little bit, and then we actually found out that we were expecting. We were both extremely excited. We had planned this. We knew we wanted this. But honestly, it wasn't until I became a mom that I figured out exactly who I was. Not just on the surface, things that you can tell people like your career goals, but actually who I was on the inside. The first thing I quickly figured out was how patient I was. Especially when you have a newborn, there's a lot of late night feedings, you get exhausted, your emotions are all over the place, especially when you and your partner are trying to figure out parenthood together. It can be really stressful, and I quickly found that the things that would stress him out, I would kind of get a calm over myself, and I was able to handle it. And this isn't just for the little things, this is for the big things too. Like my daughter now, she's 14 months and she's still not walking, and it's a little frustrating because I know that she just chooses not to. But I have patience, and it makes me want to work with her even more. And even little things like, have you ever watched a 1-year-old try to pick up a grain of rice with their 2 fingers? I mean, that takes a lot of patience to watch, but you know what's best for them. The second thing I quickly realized was how empathetic I was, and I've always kind of known this. I chose to work in the human service field, and my mom has always told me that I've had a way with people. And once I became a mom, I realized even the littlest things like watching your child get a shot and seeing them cry, you know it only lasts 2 seconds, but when you see how upset they are, it just pulls something from inside of you. And even I'm already stressed out about bullies at school, and she's only 14 months old because I don't know how I'm going to handle that. I'm going to be up all night thinking about her. I think the third thing I realized, which kind of stems off of this, which is not so good, is I am anxious about absolutely everything. If you can think of sickness, is she growing on time? Is her development on the right schedule? Even little things like, does her poop look funny to you? I worry about absolutely everything, and everybody picks on me for this. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it can be a little much, and I know that. But that's just something I learned once I became a mom, was I worry about absolutely everything. I think the fourth thing I can say that I learned about myself when I became a parent was how driven I can be. Honestly, I would never have used that to describe myself before, because in high school, school always came easy to me. I honestly never really had to work for my grades, so I didn't really have the drive behind it. I was driven once I found a career path. I wanted to become an alcohol and substance abuse counselor. I was pretty driven to accomplish that. But this different kind of drive came out of me when I became a mom. I knew I needed to finish school, which is why I'm here. I want to be able to give my kids the best life and let them know that you can accomplish your goals. It doesn't matter how old you are, how long it takes you to do it. If you put your mind to it, then that's something that you should do. I'm driven to give not only my kids, but my now fiance a happy life. being a good mom and by being a good partner and just being there however they need me to be. I'm driven to give my kids even a happy relationship between their parents. That was something that my parents never really had, and I didn't realize until becoming a mom that that was something that bothered me in childhood. And I don't want my kids to have to worry about stuff like that. But with all that aside, being a mom has been the best thing that's ever happened to me. It quickly made me grow up and realize what is important to me, and what's important in life. And actually, with another baby on the way, this adventure is going to continue, and I'm excited to see how else I grow from it.